Today we're checking out videos that are all about Belgian Malinois. Let's go. And we're playing soccer. Football. Everyone will yell at me if I call it soccer. Just put me in, coach. Good luck catching him. Oh God, that scared me. I thought he was coming out with a gun. I thought it was a rifle sticking out of his chest. I thought, Jesus. Shoot the dog. Okay, leash is okay. Leash is okay. The best thing to do, actually, if you're trying to get the dog to come to you instead of chasing him, oh, he got him, is, I guess they are soccer players. They are pretty fast. Maybe these guys actually could catch him. Dog world, playing chase, and you chasing the dog is more likely to get the dog to run even longer. When you run the opposite way and act really excited like the dog's missing out on something, they're more likely to come to you. Pop in the balloon. A fun little game for him. Is it gonna pop though? I'm surprised they haven't popped it. Their teeth. Oh, that's fun. That's a fun idea, giving your dogs balloons like that to play with, but you want to be careful and supervise that, because if they actually do pop the balloon, which is pretty likely because they're sharp teeth, and that balloon falls, we want to be really careful that the dogs don't eat it, because the balloon going down, oftentimes, yeah, the dog can just process it and they'll poop it out if they rip it up into small enough pieces. But if it's large pieces, then what can happen is that balloon can get stuck in their intestines, can cause a foreign body obstruction, big surgery to save their life. So balloons are okay, but supervise.
Yep, just completed fixing this fence. Pretty proud of it, I'd have to say.
It does look good.
Try to keep Stella in the yard.
Nice and even. My OCD is very pleased. Is he gonna go over it? Yeah, it is kind of low though. I think the standard for building fences usually is like 6 to 8 feet, but for really athletic dogs like Malinois, sometimes that's not enough. These dogs are designed to be athletes. The athleticism of these dogs really is something crazy. It's really important that when you have an athletic dog, make sure that there's nothing that they can climb on, make sure the fences are extra tall. Sometimes you even need to add something on top of the fence to make sure the dog can't climb over. Around the world. Around the world, here we go. A lot of fun. At first, some people might go, oh my God, that guy's abusing the dog, trying to drag him around like that. Nothing abusive about that. The dog can let go at any time. And that's the test of how you know whether or not a dog likes something. If a dog is able to get away when something is going on, it means they don't like it. But if they continue to stay in that situation, it tells you, hey, the dog's having fun or enjoys whatever it is that's going on. Tug of war?
Nope, stay.
Oh, he's ready to go. Look at chomping.
Are you cold?
When you see a dog kind of doing that chattering of the jaw, it's a sign of excitement. Also, playing tug-of-war with your dog is great. The outdated, old school thinking was that when you play tug-of-war, you should never do it because it's the dog versus you. And whoever wins is the dominant alpha male, alpha person, whatever.
Pack leader.
And we know all that stuff is not true. In fact, tug-of-war is a bonding game. The way the dog sees tug-of-war is it's the dog and you attacking and bringing down this item together. So tug-of-war is a great game to play with your dog. Okay, I'm ready for my walk.
You okay? You okay? Come on. Come on.
He's walking himself. The leash actually is attached to the collar. That's cute. Little puppy in training. Time to go poop. Oh, why are you dragging him? Dragging your dog by the collar like that, not a great idea. Especially with a young puppy whose body's still developing, can actually cause damage to the dog's neck. If you have to drag the dog, you can do it if they're on a harness because the harness pulls from the chest. But pulling the dog by their neck, especially a young puppy like that, not a great idea.
So when I go outside? When I go outside?
Look at those ears.
When I go outside? When I go outside? When I go outside?
So part of the reason that dogs have such amazing hearing is because of that control they have over their ears. You might notice that when you're talking to your dog that you actually see kind of like this, the dog's ears move in different directions, they turn. That's how dogs kind of use their ears almost kind of to tune into sound. They hear something over here, they kind of turn their ear, adjust, and they hear something over here, turn, turn, turn. Dogs' hearing is actually very complex. Two little pups wrestling. Look at the shock collar on this puppy. This puppy can't be more than 12 weeks old, and you have look at that, and you have a shock collar on a 12-week-old puppy, probably even maybe even younger, maybe 10 weeks. Pretty small. Ridiculous. Using shock collars on adult dogs is bad enough, but putting a shock collar on a puppy is even the most ridiculous thing. If you can't control a 10-week-old puppy without a shock collar, then you shouldn't own a dog. Doing a little gardening, making sure our succulents are looking good. We have to water the dog. They want a little. That tastes good. It reminds me of the thing of a dentist office. Isn't that the most awkward? Okay, it is the most awkward part of the dentist when they're cleaning your teeth and then that little hose goes in and then you're And I always feel rushed that there's too much water in there, and then I want to make sure I get all the water out, but then I feel like it's taking too long, and oh my god. Speaking of which, I actually need to make a dentist appointment. Oh yeah, that's the spot right there. That's the spot. Places that dogs enjoy being pet the most, right under the chin and their chest. A lot of people will always try to pet the dog on the top of their head or their back, and actually most dogs don't enjoy that. Stick. What can I have? I'm cute, look. No, please. No, stop. I love you, please can I have, stop. I take, no take. When you do have multiple dogs living in houses, you do sometimes have to think about resource guarding between dogs. Sometimes there can be aggression over dogs sharing toys, sharing food, even sleeping spaces. These two don't seem to have much of a problem, but it is something that you have to think about when you have multiple dogs. got the Jimmy legs.
The Jimmy leg.
Why is he doing that? You know, he's not on leash, he could've just got off. Something in there? I'm a little nervous, because what's in there? Checking it out. You can kind of see that. Slow lunging forward, back, slow lunging back. That's him going up. That's what dogs do when they're nervous, when they say, I'm not sure about this. Oh, now he goes, just a laundry basket. Nothing to be afraid of. That's actually a really good example of what to do when a dog is afraid of something. You don't grab the dog and pull them over to it and force them to interact with it. You do exactly what we just saw in this video. You put whatever that scary object is, you leave the dog off leash, and you let the dog approach at their own. You'll see at the start, they kind of go slowly, and kind of boop it with their nose, kind of lunge forward and come back, kind of lunge forward and come back. And this is how a dog slowly starts building up the confidence to approach the item. You give them enough time, then you see what happens here. Pretty soon the dog goes, okay, this actually isn't so scary. They go, they grab it, and they run off with whatever the thing is. Is he afraid of it? He's acting like he's afraid of it, the way he's approaching it. Oh, maybe he wants it to play. He thinks it's gonna move, maybe. Interesting. So when a dog does a slow approach to an object, sometimes it can be fearful. But when you see a dog kind of doing a fast approach, then backing off, that's a sign that the dog wants to play. In their mind, they go, come on, go, let's play. The way dogs approach things tells you a lot about how they feel. Oh, come on, don't do that. Help the poor dog, he's scared. Pull the bag off. It's fine to like prank your dogs and just have fun. The reason we have dogs is to have fun with them. But it's not fun for a dog when they're actually in a state of fear. And you can tell that dog was actually truly afraid by his body language. And look at the dog's body language there. That dog was not having fun or enjoying that prank. The dog was actually terrified. You can see the position of the tail. You can see his entire body being hunched over. That's not a prank you want to do on your dog.
Adira,
Beach day.
On your face? Do you got a little something on your face?
This is actually quite dangerous. A beach day with your dog can be a lot of fun, but there is something that you need to be cautious of. When dogs go to the beach, oftentimes they're either digging holes, they have their mouth and their jaws in the sand, or if you have a toy and you're throwing a ball, whatever, and there's sand getting on that, all of that sand gets into their mouth and they start swallowing it. If dogs eat enough sand, it can cause a huge blockage in their stomach and it can become an emergency situation. So when you're at the beach with your dog or anywhere there's sand, you want to be really careful with it. I would suggest we don't even bring toys to the beach. Just let them go. They can walk in the water, they can smell, they can dig. Digging is not as bad, but the main thing is don't encourage chasing toys, because that's the time most likely the sand gets on the toys, they pick up the toy with the sand, and then it gets in their mouth and goes into their stomach. Boop.
Wait.
You boop me? Don't you boop me? This is actually a sign of play. Even though it looks terrifying at first to you probably, this is a sign of play. The dog, look at the tail is wagging nice and relaxed. The dog has the option to run away if they want. He doesn't want to. He goes, that was a good example of a dog and their owner just having fun.
Oh, yes.
Why is he growling so much like that?
Hey, what are you got on about?
This is actually really bad for a young puppy to be having that kind of reaction.
It's not that bad.
The most critical time for socialization actually is from the time that a puppy is born up until 8 weeks. 8 weeks and on, yeah, it's very important, but stuff that breeders, good breeders I should say, need to do when they first have puppies, like handling them, touching them, making sounds, exposing to the stuff, has a huge impact on the rest of the dog's life. If you're ever thinking about getting a dog from a breeder, it's really important you question them and ask what type of exercises and stimulation do those puppies get prior to 8 weeks.
Mira, close your legs. Be a lady. Be a lady. Mira, be a lady. Close
I don't want to be a lady.
legs.
Just for the streets. Alright guys, that's all for today. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell. And if you ever need a little extra help training your dog, check out my website, brightdog.com. See you next time.